back with your trusted news and information. This is the SICC News Express. This is Ralph Zoran Caracas, and these are the objectives. Distinguish the social organization, culture, customs, and traditions of the Mandaya tribe, and exemplify the religious beliefs and practices of the Mandaya tribe. According to the writing of John Garvan in his memoir in the New York Academy of Sciences, the Mandaya is probably the greatest and the best tribe. The correct term should be ethnic or indigenous or ethno-linguistic group, as technically the Philippines does not have tribes. In Eastern Mindanao, Miguel Sadera Maso writes that the Mandaya are considered by the non-Christians as the oldest and most illustrious of the peoples. We will talk about the Mandaya tribe more with these reports.
Mandaya derives from the prefix man, meaning inhabitant of, and daya, meaning upstream or upper portion of a river, and therefore means people living upstream. It refers to a number of groups found along the mountain ranges of Davao Oriental, Davao del Norte, and Surigao del Sur, as well as to their customs, language, and beliefs. Specifically, they are in the hinterlands of the municipalities of Mati, Sigaboy, Bani-Banay, Batu-Bato, Jovelar, Tarragona, Manay, Caraga, Lupon, Baganga, Katiil, and Boston in Davao Oriental. In the municipalities of New Bataan, Compostela, Carmen, Tagum, Asuncion, and Kapalong in Davao del Norte. In the municipalities of Lingeng, Hinatuan, Bislig, Mangagoy, Barubo, Lianga, Marihatag, Kaagwit, Tagu, Tandag, Cortez, Lanuza, and Carrascal in Surigao del Sur. In 1988, the total number of registered Mandaya was about 33,000, with about 22,000 of them living in Davao Oriental alone. Other speakers of the Mandaya language are the Kamayo and Dabawenyo. In the Isama of Samal Island, recognition of the Isama's Mandaya roots is seen in the 1901 report of the Philippine Commission to the President, which identifies them as Moro Mandaya Mestizo with a population of 2,000. The origins of the Mandaya may be traced to the Indonesians who came to the Philippines in a series of immigration waves from 3000 to 500 BC, intermarried with the native women, and begot the Manobo of Eastern Mindanao. Another theory is that the Calagan was the original group. They captured and intermarried with the Austronesian-speaking natives to produce the Mandaya, Mansaka, and Tagakaulu, as the need of the Proto-Calagan for imported iron and bronze goods increased. Their slave raiding activities extended along the coastal regions north and south of their original Calagan settlement. Sometime during this Islamization process, war broke out between the Mandaya group led by Ganza and the Calagan group led by Isay Inam. They settled the dispute with the Dayani, or peace pact, a ritual in which the leaders of the two groups each held one end of a rattan strip, cut the strip in the middle, arrived at agreement through dialogue, and promised to honor their word. Slave raiding continued, but the Mandaya avoided living in coastal settlements where they could be raided anytime by the seafaring Calagan. Beginning in the 17th century, Spanish colonization slowly expanded south of Surigao. In 1609, the Spaniards built a fort in Caraga to establish their foothold on the territory and protect themselves against the Mandaya and the Muslim. In September 1629, the Mandaya, also known as Tagabaloy of Caraga, rose in revolt against Spanish rule. The economic exploitation of the native groups replaced the slave traffic practiced by the Muslims. The Mandaya were induced to settle in villages and be baptized. The Christianized Mandaya who resettled intermarried with Visayan and other immigrants, and the Christianization of the lowland Mandaya-speaking population gained momentum with Oyangure's conquest of Davao and the assignment of permanent military detachments and Jesuit missionaries in Caraga, Mati, Baganga, and Katiil. The Mandaya-speaking converts were encouraged to cultivate tobacco, abaca, and coconut and to participate in a new form of world trade. And these Christianized lowland Mandaya who gave themselves up to the Spanish resettlement policy called themselves Davaoenos, now spelled Davaoenos, to distinguish themselves from the upland Mandaya who resisted colonization. Thus, they are a neo-ethnic group that is historically and culturally subsumed under the Mandaya. Nevertheless, frequent Muslim raids continue. Hence, there were some Christianized Mandaya who thought it safer to return to the mountains and to their old way of life. Many of the Mandaya who studied with colonizers eventually returned to the mountains, taking with them with ideas and technology. This led to further changes in the lifestyle of many Mandaya districts.
The Mandaya have two types of family, which are the nuclear family and the polygynous family. The nuclear family consists of parents and the children, while the polygynous family contains of more wives with their kids. The grandparents from either lineage may join the family is what they call genealogy, that can trace to the kaumpu-umpuan or great-grandparents, and kaumpuan is grandparents. The ama is father, the ina is mother. The lumon or they call brother and sister. The umpo is nephew or niece. The umpo tuhod is grandson or granddaughter. And the kalumunan or katagsa is cousin. The Ilamized Mandaya, such as the Kalagan, have written records of their genealogy through their tarsila. The Kalagtuan does not dissolve easily upon the death of one spouse. As a rule, when a married man dies, any of his surviving brothers inherits his widow, even if he may already have a family of his own. Similarly, when a widower replaces his deceased wife with his unmarried sister. During a woman's pregnancy, it is believed that her food cravings must be given to her or else the pregnancy will fail. The food cravings determine certain characteristics of the child. For example, eating ubod ng uway or rattan shoots, butong or young coconut fruit will give her child a fair complexion. Thus, the husband most generously indulges his pregnant wife's wishes. Pregnancy, however, does not deter the wife from going about her normal routine, which includes working in the fields, rain or shine. On the third month of pregnancy, the Yanagamun, also known as Hilot or local midwife, starts the monthly massage. On the ninth month, Atalimughat or local medicine made from the burned bark of the Magasili tree and leaves of the tagsing grass is prepared with coconut oil. When a woman goes into a labor, this mixture is applied around her navel during contraction. Before delivery, the branches of the kabaywa or native lemon tree are fastened to the walls to drive away the wakwak or kikik, airbound spirits possessing evil power. No rites accompany the act of name-giving. The father observes any event during childbirth and names the child accordingly. If the child is born during an earthquake, it is called linot. When the child is 1 year old, the head is shaved and the hair wrapped and kept pressed between slats of the roof. The hair must be carefully kept because throwing away the hair signifies a lack of love and affection for the child. Crisel Muka is ACC News Express.
The Mandaya belief. The Mandayas believe on God has a deep respect to the nature, especially the land. The land is sacred and holy. Man will die, but the land is remain. In principle, the Mandaya believe that the land is not to be owned because man is only a steward. Bale, ang mga tao o Mandaya ay sila'y paniniwala sa Diyos, has a deep respect, especially sa nature o lupain. Ang nature na ilang ginamin ay sacred and holy or sagrado siya na lupain tapos banal. And they believe na pag mamatay ang tao, pero ang lupain or nature ay mananatili sa prinsipyo. And Mandaya believe na ang nature ay dili tapat pag-aari ng tao dahil ang tao ay katiwala lamang. Mark Gilbert Lopez, and this is a SICC News Express.
The Mandaya believe on God called Magbabaya. The Magbabaya lives in Langit or Paradise with the Busaw or malevolent spirits and the Diwata. Busaw, the god of warriors, manifests himself in spirits. These would descend upon the Bagani and his Mangayaw to make them brave and strong in combat. The Diwata would descend upon the Balyan to communicate with humans, to accept their apologies for their mistakes and unfaithfulness, to cure their illnesses, and to drive away their misfortunes. Mandaya believe that Lupa or Madaluma na Banwa is the earth where human beings live. They also believe in Tagamaling or Tagaydum, which is the god of fields and forests. He is manifest in spirits which are the most powerful on earth. They live in large trees like Budbud, also known as Balete. Like the Diwata, the Tagamaling are invoked by the Mandaya for good harvests, good fortune, and personal wellness. Bilibulan or Ugsuban refers to the underworld, home of the dead. The guardians of the underworld are the Maybulan, his father Ibol, his mother Ladiana, and his sister Langkawanan. They make sure that the dead do not visit their relatives still alive on earth because such contact could cause illnesses. Ibol is also fondly called Usog or the old man, and Ladiana is Buyag or the old woman. This is where the Visayan and Tagalog expressions Puera Usog and Puera Buyag, which are used to ward off misfortune and bad luck. Sickness and misfortune are punishments for those who displease the spirits. To appease angered spirits, the Mandaya seek the intervention of the Balyan to conduct healing rituals. The Al-Alalaysan may receive special messages from her Diwata through Tagaynop or dreams, and through messenger spirit called Omli. Other Diwatahan ceremonies performed by the Balyan include the Piag Balilig, Piag Bakalag, and Piag Manaog. The Bakalag is a ritual performed to ward off sickness like epilepsy. Their wooden images called Manaog, literally he who descends, are set in canopied altars in the Mandaya house. After they clear the land for planting, a panawagtawag ritual offering is held to obtain the spirit's permission to start the farming activities. A pole is erected in the center of the field in honor of the spirit Umayan. Ralph Zoren Caracas, SICC News Express.